Today on Riffs, Beards, and Gear, we check out the Airstep and the Airstep Lite from XSonic. Many companies have tried and failed to make all-inclusive switchers that can switch your amps, your MIDI gear, your digital gear, your not digital gear, and make it in a small and compact package. Well, I think XSonic has perfected the ultimate multi-foot switch. Now, before we go any further, this video is sponsored by Diffusion Audio, and all thoughts and opinions are mine. Now, the Airstep is a multi-controller, but what it really is a smart multi-controller because you can wirelessly control your MIDI devices via Bluetooth, USB, 5-pin MIDI, and you can configure it depending on whatever you want to control via a mobile device app and save presets to control multiple devices and bank up and down and just connect. You can literally control your whole life with this thing. Now, as we'll see in a second, this even outputs HID commands, which is a keyboard protocol, so you can control basically any app or function on your computer wirelessly via Bluetooth. That's pretty cool. So the Airstep and the Airstep Lite are battery powered. Now, XSonic claims a runtime of 300 hours. I have not yet been able to verify that. However, that's an insane amount of time. And even if it's, I don't know, even if it's half that, that is still incredible. Now, the Airstep does not come with a power adapter because the 9-volt power adapter that is built into it is the same and uses any Boss style pedal adapter to charge it. I thought that was a small detail, but a brilliant one. Now, on the back of the Airstep, you will find 2 MIDI outputs. You will find dual relay switching outputs, a USB 3 port, a MIDI input, a dual expression pedal set for converting expression pedal movements to MIDI, and the aforementioned 9-volt power adapter, an on and off switch, and a function switch, as well as the Bluetooth antenna. That is very, very important. So right now, I'm gonna show you my 3 favorite ways to utilize the Airstep. There are other videos out there that are more in-depth and that are much, much longer than this video. So I don't want to repeat anything that's already out there. And this is not a visual manual on how to use this. This is a very, very deep device that is deceptively simple looking. However, you can do some really, really cool things. So let's go ahead and take a look at my 3 favorite ways to utilize the Airstep. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna show you guys is connecting the Airstep to something like my DAW, Logic Pro X in this case. I have my laptop up and I have Logic up, the project is up. Now, this specific scenario would be very, very handy for my own band running tracks in between the songs, right? So as soon as we stop playing, I can then trigger the track, the in-between ambient track or whatever we have playing. This has actually been a huge situation that we have tried to overcome with automation. However, with the Airstep, now that I know about it, I'm probably gonna be touring with an Airstep just to trigger the MacBook playhead on and off. And here's how we're gonna do it. I'm currently connected via Bluetooth with my iPad to the Airstep. The Airstep is not connected to the MacBook yet. I'm gonna go to the menu system and we are going to simply scroll down to the presets and we are gonna hit Logic. It's gonna take a second and then we're gonna see foot switches A, B, C, D, and E are now assigned their applicable playhead functions: rewind, forward, play, stop, and record. So now that I'm done doing this part, I'm going to go into Bluetooth. I'm gonna turn off Bluetooth, right? So I'm gonna free up the Airstep, and I'm now gonna connect Airstep to my MacBook. So now that we're connected, I should be good to go with the Airstep. Let's I can stop. I can record. I wouldn't want to record normally, but I can. I can also fast forward. Now in this particular case, the forward and back functions are basically going in small increments because that's how I currently have it set. However, with the Airstep situation, I would actually make it go to the various markers where the songs begin and end. So I can go to the start of the transitional tracks, if that makes sense. But for right now, I can play my DAW wirelessly from wherever I am on stage. How cool is that? Let's go ahead and control GE Labs, which is a mobile guitar amp sim on my iPad. I am again going to connect via Bluetooth to the Airstep using the Airstep app. I'm going to go into the drop menu and I'm going to use the presets because again, I'm MIDI dumb, right? So I'm going to find GE Labs and there we go. So my presets are going to be C1, C2, C3, preset down and preset up. Now this correlates to functionality within the GE Labs app. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that. So I am now gonna go into GE Labs where I have my patch going and the C1, C2, C3, C4, and C5 correlate to my foot switches on the Airstep. So for example, C1 should be, the first foot switch. Analog, which is the delay, should be the second one. Yep, it is. And then room, my reverb, is my third foot switch. And if I want to bank up and down on the presets, that is my fourth and fifth foot switch. Pretty cool. Now, keep in mind, the Airstep is totally wireless. So I can just take this over to the front of the stage. I can label them like a pedal board if I want, or I can take my iPad with me, but I'm wireless and I'm switching within real time. And if I want to switch something in GE Labs, I can just sit here and I can hold down and do MIDI learning and then learn and save my foot switch position that I want to control that pedal. Very simple. Okay, so for my third and final favorite thing to control with the Airstep, we are back into the world of analog and we are gonna control the channels for this Mesa Boogie Rectifier Badlander amp. Now, we just have a preset, an external preset within the app, and the first foot switch is on the first switching jack, so I can control the channel. And the third foot switch is gonna be a momentary switch. So one obvious thing you'll notice is if I'm hooked up physically to any device, whether it be through a 1/4-inch cable or MIDI, I am now physically tied to whatever I am switching. That doesn't make me very wireless, does it? Well, if you pair the Airstep Lite to the Airstep, you now have a remote control for your Airstep, which allows you to put your Airstep back with your rat gear or whatever you're controlling and have the Airstep Lite out on stage with you. So I can now channel switch this amp with the paired Airstep Lite to the main Airstep. Now everything's still the same as it would be on the Airstep. It is mirroring the Airstep. So this would be my momentary, and this would be my other foot switch, my latching switch jack, which I don't have anything plugged into. However, how cool is that? True wireless switching at your fingertips. So what do I think? Overall, I think the Airstep is really the first generation of the next set of foot switch controllers that we are gonna see in the future. I think these are brilliantly executed. I really enjoyed using them and kind of thinking of creative ways to use them. My favorite by far is being able to control Logic on my MacBook, and also the Airstep Lite integration with the main Airstep to be truly wireless in switching something like an analog amp. I have never seen anything like this before. However, I do hope I see plenty more devices like this, but maybe bigger from XSonic. The Airstep at the time of this filming retails for about, it's like $275, but there's a Black Friday sale going on. But generally, Airstep is gonna be less than $300 and the Airstep Lite is gonna be less than $200, depending on where you look. Great deal, great value, great flexibility, and insane battery life. What more could you want? I will link down below in the description if you would like more information on the XSonic Airstep. And with that, you've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed the video that you just watched, please consider subscribing. It helps me, help you, and then in turn, you get more stuff to watch. And also, I have all sorts of stuff down in the description of this video. Sweetwater giveaway stuff. There's all sorts of links to all sorts of things. So consider checking that out as well if you're gonna hang. But if you don't hang, all good. I still love you.